Ben Shapiro decided to weigh in on the Alex Padilla discourse. He decided to go after Democrats as a whole for supposedly seeking attention. So he said on his show, quote, "Democrats are all looking for attention right now. Everything's about attention seeking. If you think of Democrats at this point as a series of 5-year-olds who are desperate for mommy's attention, then their behavior starts to make a lot more sense. Whether it is Cory Booker filibustering for 24 hours for no reason whatsoever, and the entire Democratic Party going insane, going, oh, look, he's a hero of the moment, or AOC and her fake arrests from a couple years ago, or Alex Padilla today. Democrats are solely reliant on this idea that whoever resists Trump the most strongly wins." Can you imagine that? An opposition party trying to be an opposition party and attacking the other party, the party in power, the party that holds the majorities. Yeah, when parties are in the minority, they do stuff to get attention. They do stuff to remind the American public that they are still there. They do stuff to criticize the other side and their agenda. And in the process of doing so, they get attention. So yes, sometimes people try to seek attention in ways that are cringeworthy and ridiculous, but you know what? It's what you gotta do. You gotta get some attention. You gotta call out the other side. You gotta draw attention to what they're doing, draw attention to the ills of their policies. And you know what? Republicans did the exact same thing when they were in the minority under Biden from 2021 to 2023. The Democrats had a trifecta and the Republicans were on the outside. And they were doing all this ridiculous stuff. Remember Ron DeSantis' stunt in September 2022 where he dropped some migrants off in Martha's Vineyard? Greg Abbott had done similar things as well. Just stunts to get attention, like, hey, remember me, I'm gonna run for president real soon. And sure enough, Ron DeSantis announced his campaign in May 2023. Everyone saw it coming. Everyone knew that this stunt was something to say, hey, please remember me when I announce I'm running for president, conservative Republican base. I'm a pretty cool guy. I can get attention. I'm really edgy and I can own the libs and the immigrants. Look at this. You know what Nancy Mace is doing? She's filming all these videos of her throwing temper tantrums about women and trans women and a bunch of stuff about, oh, you know, we can't have men in women's spaces. Men are bad. You know, this man did bad things to me. I'm really angry. Marjorie Taylor Greene, think about the attention seeking that she engaged and engages in. All to this day, Republicans love trying to get attention. So do Democrats when they're in the opposition. This is nothing new, Ben. I just don't appreciate this whole idea of being incredulous that, oh, they want to get attention. They want to get attention. Why can't they just go silently into the night? Why can't they just not do anything? Why can't they just let Trump do whatever he wants without any sort of criticism? Now, yes, sometimes politicians do some really geeky, weird stuff to try and resist the other side. I get it, but if they're right on the substance, they're right on the substance. And a good chunk of what Cory Booker said in his filibuster, for example, was true. And by the way, Ben Shapiro said it was a 24-hour filibuster. It was not. It was 25 hours. But yeah, a lot of what he said was true. Like, hey, it's dumb to cut Medicare. It's dumb to cut Medicaid. It's ridiculous. Tax cuts for the rich while cutting welfare programs for lower income people is ridiculous. It's class warfare. So you know what? Even if his eyes are bulging out of his face, and even if he's a guy who's, you know, kind of struggling to speak after going on for so many hours, whatever, even if it's motivated by a desire to get attention, at least you are saying the right thing. Republicans do the exact same thing. They try to get attention. And you know what? This idea that, they have this idea of whoever resists Trump the most wins. Well, Republicans did the same thing. They did the same thing. Their whole idea was, Biden stole this election. Many Republicans, not all, but many, believe that the election was stolen by Biden. So we have to resist Biden. They said he was an illegitimate president. They said Trump was the rightful president, that he actually won in 2020 and he should be in power. At least Democrats are not out there saying, oh yeah, Trump shouldn't even be president right now. He's an illegitimate president. Kamala Harris won by 72 quadrillion votes. They're not doing that. They're not focused on relitigating the 2024 election, but Trump and the MAGA Republicans were so focused on that throughout Biden's presidency. You know, it's like, so you want to talk about a competition to see who can resist the president of the opposition party the hardest. The Republicans were going so hard against Biden. They were like, yeah, no, he's not even legitimately in there. Democrats are saying, hey, these policies suck. But Republicans couldn't even concede that Biden was a legitimate president. Many of them could not. So some of what he's saying is in some ways true about the Democrats, but that's the nature of politics. And you know what? What he's calling out from the Democrats is stuff that the Republicans engage in just as much of, if not more of. Really? Attention seeking, buddy? There are so many instances of Republicans seeking attention, exaggerating their positions, taking on grifterish, like buffoonishly comical positions in order to get attention. And there's even evidence that they don't even believe it behind the scenes. They don't even believe it. That some of these people are actually just normal people behind the scenes, but they've got to grift and they've got to appeal to a base. Now, yes, every politician wants to appeal to their base, but Republicans take on some of the most insane positions in the public eye, and then sometimes you meet them in private, and they're like, "Yeah, no, whatever. I'm kind of conservative-ish, but like I don't actually think that CRT is taking over America, or that the world will end as a result of DEI. Whatever." They just screech about DEI and CRT in public, and gender affirming care and gender ideology and all these things to rile up their base. It's red meat to distract from the poor record of the Republican Party on economic issues and the poor, honestly despicable plans that the Republican Party has for economics going forward under Trump's second term. So yeah, sorry, Ben, this criticism falls very flat. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. This is the more the merrier. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.